at information and immediately glean insights. That, of course, is enabled through the great enabler, technology. And for us, technology really is about the ability to take huge amounts of disconnected data in the health ecosystem and leverage machines, algorithms, machine learning, contemporary technology solutions to link this data together, to run analytics on top of this data, ultimately to produce insights that are actionable, again, so that we can advance how these therapies are brought to market. As Brooke had said before, we want to talk about use cases here, and we want to move away from theory. We want to spend some time actually thinking about how does this process work. So what I'd like to do is just walk through the kind of 4 key milestones that we think about as the therapy is coming to market. One being the clinical environment. How can we optimize what's happening in the clinical trial? The second being pre-launch activities. What are we doing to spread the scientific word? Third being launch. Therapy actually making it to launch. Then, importantly, post-launch. The important thing to note here is that this is not a Northern Californian problem or a North American problem. This is truly a global opportunity to democratize this data. So if I start on the clinical trial side of things, what we look at are maps of patient distribution, but not just the patient distribution, hotspots where study site protocols can be matched in a very targeted way with patients. We then think about the ability to layer over pieces of information. So taking these hotspots of patients and layering over the actual sites that will conduct the trial. Then zooming into these environments and not just thinking about the patients and the site, but importantly the investigator, and crafting this holistic view of how this study site will perform. And what we've seen on average for our customers is that we're able to achieve, on average, an overall improvement of 25% in trial site productivity. That comes in the form of patient recruitment. Critically, that comes in the form of patient retention. But it's not enough that the trial site itself is more productive. Now we need to get that scientific word out there. And so that's the next critical event that we look at. And the way that we think about are the different stakeholders in the scientific environment, in the scientific ecosystem. Critically, physicians, and the role that physicians play, and the role that they play within the ecosystem. So historically, what we've seen are that big pharmaceutical companies will send masses of field forces out to chat with people and try and champion the science. And what we've been able to show is that by taking thousands of disconnected data points and bringing them together in simple analytics to understand at a glance people's interests, their passions, their expertise, rolling that up in a way that is intuitive, that people can make good decisions about who to engage with, that this has been tremendously effective. In fact, for a field force of about 100 people, what we've been able to show is that the time saved by having all this information at your fingertips creates the opportunity for 4,000 additional engagements in a year. And the thing is, these are not just engagements for the sake of an engagement. It's not just a call for the sake of a call. I'm coming with very specific information about what you're interested in, what resonates with you. So it benefits not just the people who are pushing this message, but the people who are receiving the message about the new science. And of course, commercialization. Of course, it's easy to think about sales, it's easy to think about market potential. How about something like Johnson before Zephyr Health, and I was speaking with a physician one time at a conference in Paris. He said, William, working with big pharma is like getting pecked to death by a flock of ducks. you guys all come and take a little piece, and there's just absolutely no coordination here. It's true. He's right. Not only do we need to be more nuanced and refined with how we get the scientific message out there, but ultimately, from a commercial standpoint, we also need to be more targeted. We've got multi-channel marketing, omni-channel marketing, we've got online, and we've got mailers, forums, webinars. How can we capture all of these insights? How can we identify how people learn, how they want to learn, how they want to be engaged? One of my favorite quotes from a customer, she's in Europe, she says that a single insight from Zephyr can generate several €100,000 for her business. And it's because we've democratized this information. We put it in a form that's intuitive. People can look and see dashboards, roll-ups from thousands of disconnected data points. They can take action on that. They're empowered to do so. But it's not just about the push of information. It's also about the pull. One of the challenges that exists from a data analytics standpoint is, once I find an insight, how can I push that insight to my colleagues? If I'm in San Francisco and I find out something interesting in Germany, do I have to send an email? Heaven forbid, create a PowerPoint? Hope that somebody opens my email and looks at the PowerPoint and then maybe takes action on it? The first 6 months of a drug's launch will dictate the market opportunity for that therapy. And for most of our customers, they have maybe 1 or 2. By being interoperable, not just with the data sets themselves, but critically with the mediums in which we're communicating, the tools, the hardware, we're able to create opportunities to course correct, to intervene, because we're getting feedback, we're getting real feedback, live feedback, real time, coming from our activities. It enables our customers to instrument their business in much more real time. We also think, by the way, this fits into a trend, a really interesting trend, and I want to close my remarks with a couple of big data statistics, which are, in the spirit of big data, pretty big. The first is on information generation. Every 2 days, we generate as much information as we did from the start of time to 2003. It's just remarkable. And IDC tells us that big data and analytics can save the healthcare industry up to $300 billion a year. And I have to say, we're excited. We're excited about the science. We're excited about the velocity of discovery. The therapies that are coming. And we're excited for the place that we play in this ecosystem in helping those therapies reach the patients that need the most. I think at this point we're going to sit down and have a bit of a chat with Russ, but thank you everyone for your time this morning.
Good. Thanks very much to the panelists, and we do have time for a discussion. And while you're thinking about your questions, I think I'd like to kick it off.